Hello out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Geek Branch Podcast. This is your host, Dane, bringing you the depths of disorder with my co-hosts, Tim and Alex. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is absolutely spectacular and has to be brought up because it just ended. So unfortunate that season 2 isn't already here. We're talking about The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Man, when I tell you that you might think it'd be impossible to provide this type of quality across so many directors and so few episodes, well, I tell you that it proves that Star Wars is for everyone and that this is a show that can go the distance. The Mandalorian was spectacular, and we're going to bring to you a season 1 review. So I think, oddly enough, just because it just aired, we have to start with episode 8. I mean,
It was the hype.
Completely the hype.
It was pure fulfillment. And like, I mean, I even feel bad about it because it's almost like a guilty pleasure.
Spoilers. Just letting you know, this whole episode is spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're only watching it because you are a part of Geek Branch Podcast and you heard the recommendation, I mean, go out there and find a way of watching it. You don't have to support Disney, but you might want to watch this TV show. But yeah, so this one was hosted by, directed by Taika Waititi.
Yes.
Yes,
right.
The director who is most known for Thor Ragnarok and most recently Jojo Rabbit. And he also did that, what was that vampire show? Movie. You know what I'm talking about.
Do not.
They made a TV show for FX for it and everything. Something about the shadows. I don't remember. Anyways, he's a well-known director.
Shadowhunters?
No, it's a comedy. Well, then no wonder that's why you don't know it.
Is that a vampire with Johnny Depp or whatever?
No.
Okay, not that one then.
That one's a movie
Well,
from like a way back.
right. That's what I.
Yeah, and that one's a remake. Anyways, he's a well-known director and a very unique director, and he did a fantastic job on his episode.
Yeah.
He does the voice of the IG droid.
Yes, that's the thing. He's a self-insert. He is IG-11, which has now officially climbed the ranks as one of my favorite of the IG models because I was just
Which
like,
says a lot.
yeah, because I'm normally an 88 or 87 fan. 100 for General Grievous's personal bodyguards, but 11 though, just came to the top.
Perfect nanny.
Yes, I have been reprogrammed to be a nurse droid. Now, like, okay, so the only negative about this entire episode is that it's just really on the nose. It is
Especially with the scout troopers, which are played by 2 comedians.
yeah, like it is pure wish fulfillment. If you had asked somebody what is all the cool things you would have liked to see wrapped up or mentioned in The Mandalorian, well, it was all done in this episode. And sometimes it was just really point blank.
Well, these 2 scout troopers you find out captured Baby Yoda, and so they did something. They have 2 comedians. One's Adam Pally. He's from Happy Endings, and the other is Jason Sudeikis or whatever. He's from Saturday Night Live and a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
But so the bit was that, and it totally felt like something from like a Robot Chicken special, Star Wars special or something, because they kept trying to shoot this can and they kept missing, and they just like shake their gun like it's the gun's fault.
Yeah.
Also, but also that they keep like they're waiting to go into the city because they don't want to get shot by Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
like they're trying to get the okay to bring in the package, which should be their primary priority. But every time they speak to the controller's just like, no, you want to wait a few minutes.
No,
Yeah, he just killed a whole bunch of guys just to prove a point.
And it totally feels like a skit within the episode. It literally does feel like just a comedy skit.
Yeah, that's why I said it felt like a Robot Chicken, like a little short or something.
Now, you want to know what's funny? People got mad because those clone troopers hit Baby Yoda.
That is true.
Stormtroopers,
Yeah. The one that had it in the bag kept smacking it because it made noises.
Yeah, and the other one smacked him once
because he bit him.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are like, don't you dare hurt my Baby Yoda.
I mean, it is a sacred
beast. It
beast.
is precious.
Oh, man. So, yeah, look, anything that you could have thought about wanting to know, like we were speculating if IG would come in and be an actual combatant. It came to be. We wanted to know what happened to the Covenant and or the Covet that was hiding on Navarro. Yeah,
Navarro.
That was hiding on Navarro. We discover that Gideon like purged quite a bit of them.
Yeah.
By the way, the one that was trying to get into the fight with The Mandalorian in the
Heavy
second
infantry.
episode. Yeah, the heavy infantry guy. That was actually played by the showrunner, Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Just a little side note.
Yep. So we got that answer. He got his signet, which is a little bit of wish fulfillment that we all wanted for him.
I also do like the fact that it was the Mudhorn now.
Yeah, it is the Butthorn. We confirmed that
deserved.
Baby Yoda is a foundling.
Yep.
We also know that his quest, which I guess is inherent to deep Star Wars fans, is absolutely relevant. There will never be any completion of it.
Because he can never find
Yoda's
Space
people.
wizards.
Yeah, well, he's never going to find Yoda's people, and he's never going to find a Jedi. So neither one of these
They
things,
called them space wizards.
can occur. So because those two things can't occur, we can confirm that Baby Yoda is now a Mandalorian.
Well, it could happen. Not the Yoda part, but other Jedis that aren't part of the primary storyline.
there aren't like if they
Luke.
are they'd just be at that point made
Luke.
up. Yeah.
Luke is literally the only one left,
Well,
Well, and Leia.
and Leia,
could-
but she's going to be in her training at this point.
yeah,
So Luke,
Yeah.
it's just like so only
they
Luke,
could have crossed paths with Luke.
Only Luke.
sure, and then Luke would tell them, "I've never seen another Baby Yoda."
Well, no,
And-
he's seen Yoda.
No, I'm saying I've never seen another. You see
yes,
what I'm
okay.
saying? So
All
like,
I've
'cause he
met-
knows Yoda's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah, so I've only met the one, and it's gone.
Well,
And-
it wouldn't ever happen, but he could technically consult with the Yoda's ghost.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, he could.
they would never do that though.
But like, I doubt that.
That'd
maybe,
be bad storytelling.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I don't even think Yoda could tell them
Yeah.
because Yoda's been so far removed from his own people for hundreds of years. He's been on the Jedi Council for over 100.
Yeah,
So I'm just
like,
like,
the only one he knew was
Yaddle.
Yaddle
so just like,
that we know of.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could do some cool spin on that, but I just like to confirm.
He's essentially a foundling for the Mandalorians.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying because I assume the mission will fail. There's no other alternative but Baby Yoda becomes Mandalorian.
yeah.
Because remember, he has two
Mandalorian will
options.
raise him.
Yeah, he has two options. It comes of age, or he brings it back to its people.
Yeah.
And since he can't do the second one, it has to come of age as a Mandalorian. So victory to that.
Yeah.
And not only that, because it's a Mandalorian, and the dark saber appeared in this episode.
Oh, which was awesome, but there was some other stuff that happened before that, of course.
I know, but this is just a
know.
quick mention, a plug. The dark saber appears in this episode, so inherently that means that by its nature, a Mandalorian Jedi must wield it. There's only one now.
Yep.
Baby Yoda. So that is all the hype that is there. But yeah, so we got to see the armor again. She got a cool fight scene.
She wrecked some stormtroopers.
Cara Dune was a great addition. Every type of fulfillment as far as the bounty hunting guild.
We finally know his name.
Well, there are a few of us who already did from extra content, basically outside the
Yeah.
source, but it has been confirmed because we couldn't know if it was true or not until this episode.
Yeah, we brought it up on an earlier podcast.
His name was Darren.
Mhm.
But what else?
As you said, the Guildmaster had a good role in it. We got
Resolution for all of those characters. Like every character got their story resolved. It's almost as if they weren't expecting to get a second season
they honestly they probably weren't.
because every loose end got wrapped.
Well, except for it wasn't really a loose end. It was just who's going
That's
to be
sequel
coming
baiting.
back. And,
No, that's sequel baiting.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's never actually a loose
Yeah.
end. That's sequel baiting.
Also, if they were, because obviously, like you said, they weren't too certain if there would be a second season. That's the whole reason why we got the scene with the IG droid and the Mandalorian, where the Mandalorian had got shot in the back of his head.
It's an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Gideon
exploded.
shot a fuel tank.
Yeah. Well, so he got hit and damaged, and so the IG droid's trying to get the helmet off, and he says, "No living creature can see my face. That this is the way, essentially."
I am
and he's
no
like,
living creature.
I'm no living. He's not. He's
No,
he's right. He's a
that's what I'm
robot,
saying. Like it's so fulfilling,
and it made sense.
but because it's all happening in this one instance, in this one episode, I felt bad. like
Because
it's not
they're
that I
getting
did-
it so quickly.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I'm just like everything has been resolved. Everything that you could ever possibly want to ask about this first season.
because he's totally fine with the bounty guild now.
Right, got resolved in this one episode. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Well, there's still going to be other bounty hunters after.
I
him.
mean, but we got his full backstory.
Yep.
We got his issue with droids resolved, Baby Yoda resolved, clan resolved.
but
Like
we still don't know Baby Yoda's full backstory. There's still mysteries.
well, yeah, But
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
mystery still.
I mean,
at this point,
we've answered like 10 in one episode
Right.
and left one. Is all I'm saying.
Well, we left his backstory. We left why clearly. What's it? The guy's name from Breaking Bad. What's his character's name?
Gideon, Moff
Gideon.
Gideon.
Moff
So
Gideon, yeah.
Moff Gideon obviously has an obsession with the Mandalorian race. Be curious to know why.
They even confirmed it in this series, by the way.
Yeah.
Not a race, a creed.
Not a race, but a creed. My bad. But he's clearly obsessed with those people. And how the heck did he get the saber? Because that is one of a kind. It was
Yeah.
made
by
for
the only Mandalorian.
Mandalorian to become a Jedi.
Jedi. It's the only Mandalorian Jedi.
Yes.
Didn't out of curiosity, this is a little off topic. Didn't one of the Mandalorians in the Clone Wars have it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It
Sabine.
gets past it. No.
Well, sorry.
no.
The guy who's on the moon that they mine Beskar from
Yes.
has it.
Yes.
It gets taken from him.
Yes.
By
and-
Darth Maul.
Yeah, by Darth Maul, and then is recovered later and ends up in the hands of Sabine.
It was left at Dathomir,
Got it.
which
Yeah.
is
Okay.
Darth Maul's home planet. So there you go.
Where we get all the cool force switches.
So yeah, where we get all the cool force switches and all that. The what are they? Something I forget what.
Night Sisters or something.
Night Sisters.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. They call them Night Sisters and Night Brothers.
But yeah.
And so then the question is, did he meet Sabine? Did he get it from her?
Or
Did
did
he
he
kill
kill
Sabine?
Was it lost during the purge?
Yeah,
Is
like
Sabine
what's the
alive?
story? Yeah, there's lost because there are people that do care about the animated series. They are good.
Yeah.
Clone Wars is pretty good.
Clone Wars and Rebels,
Yeah.
not Resistance.
So and it is canon. So be
Yeah.
interesting to see if she got a live action. It would be cool to see Sabine. And then also why he's so. I mean, yeah, I get it. Yoda's race is rare, but why is he in particular so obsessed? Because he says he has a lot of plans for
Well,
Baby Yoda.
It. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to use him to
To
like
clone him or something.
not
Well,
necessarily clone him, but maybe use
As a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, let's hold back just for a quick second here. With the fall of the Empire, basically everything's going to be fractionalized into the New Republic, which is inept,
Yeah.
and basically old Imperial warlords, which is what Gideon is.
Yeah,
He's not even a Grand Moff. He's just a Moff.
yeah,
And he is basically claiming territory for himself
right.
with the powers he still has at hand. If he gets hold of a Force user, and as a Moff, he knows what allowed the Empire to sustain itself, being two Sith.
Yeah, but there's still questions because it's like, why is he so obsessed on that one creature?
Well, because
'Cause he-
it's force sensitive.
Right.
And he
But
knows
how
it.
did he find out about it? How did?
Oh yeah. No. How Baby Yoda got to be involved in all this?
Yes.
Sure. But like the reason why he knows the value of Baby
Of
Yoda
course,
is
it's because he
he's
knows
old
he's-
enough to know Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's old enough to know what Yoda was.
Right, and he knows there ain't too many Yodas out there.
Because remember, when he was attacking on the Purge, or when you see the flashback of the Purge, his primary source of infantry weren't troopers. They were B2 battle droids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
But that wasn't the Purge.
Yeah, it was.
yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't the Purge. Was on Mandalore. The
The
kid
Purge
didn't live
take-
on Mandalore.
No. The Purge took place across all worlds.
Yeah.
It's an attack on all
Okay.
Mandalorians.
Yeah.
So it was during that same time period. Okay.
Yeah, it's an attack on all
Okay.
worlds.
I was confused.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not just Mandalore. Mandalore probably was, of course, the primary target.
Of course, because
Mandalorians, but
Yeah.
yeah. But the Purge took place all across the Empire
Yeah.
because the Mandalorians refused to submit.
I always find it so interesting when when how unknown the Jedi are in such a short amount of time.
That is the issue. It's been roughly, like, I think they said the series itself was 8 years, 7 or 8 years, but I think it's actually closer to like 25 at this point.
It's set after episode 6, so it would be how many years the gap between 3 and 4, and then the time that
Well, following their
4 through
official
6.
follow their official timeline, it takes about 8 years for the New Republic to even come into existence.
Right.
Okay, because the New Republic just doesn't suddenly appear. It's 5 years after the Battle of Jakku that the Empire is gone and the New Republic starts to form.
Right.
It finishes
Yeah,
forming.
but how did they forget about who the Jedi are?
Well, hold up about the. Just give me a second here.
Yeah.
I think that the actual time frame from the Mandalorian is maybe about 20 years from episode 6, not 8, 6, 7, or 8, because it makes more sense. Because if the New Republic forms on year 8 after the fall of the Empire, in about 12 to 17 years, they might get a
But everybody
galactic
knew
reputation.
everybody knew who Darth Vader was.
Yeah. you say that.
Not really. Darth Vader was only well known within the Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to be
What
and
about the
also-
Emperor?
Dude, the Emperor was a Shadow King from the very beginning.
Yeah. They're on it. Yeah.
More people knew Grand Moff Tarkin than knew either of those two.
Okay.
And then to elaborate, like you get most worlds don't know what Jedis are.
Okay.
Most
so
worlds
when
didn't know what was ruling them either.
so in
Yeah.
episode 9, sorry, no, this isn't episode 9, but when Emperor Palpatine does his little voice thing across all planets. So what you're telling me is most of those people didn't know who the flying flip this Emperor guy was.
Probably not.
Well, let's continue on here. They knew who Emperor Palpatine was.
Okay.
They didn't know who Darth Sidious was.
Okay.
Like, most people would still believe that it's the human senator that had been given special powers and
But how
made
they-
the Empire.
But how they remember him and not the Jedi Council?
Because the Jedi Council was wiped out.
Yeah.
But
And then
he wasn't a senator at that point anymore after all this,
Yeah,
right?
but he was the emperor.
Sure.
Yeah.
At that point, they probably wiped every information about the Jedi from any known.
You got to remember that between that moment and the beginning of A New Hope is like 16 years.
Yeah, that's true. And they do kill off all the
and then if we take that into
young
consideration,
Jedis.
and if we take into consideration at least 10, 15, 20 years for the Mandalorian after that.
Because the Force Awakens is 30 plus years.
I guess that
So-
can be true because you even
In about 50
off
years.
topic, but you see in the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, it's been about 40 years since the original Ghostbusters movie, and almost no one remembers the events that happened in that world for the Ghostbusters thing.
Yeah,
Also, I love
it's
the
like
fact that. they don't even acknowledge the other one.
Yeah.
What Ghostbusters do?
No,
Yeah, Afterlife
Oh,
doesn't.
the new one.
Yeah. 2016.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because it's in an alternate world.
Yeah. That's how they've brushed it off and into the garbage bin.
Yes.
But anyways,
that deserves
sorry.
to be in. Sorry, off topic.
But yeah. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just kind of funny just seeing them being like, "Oh, what is a Jedi?"
Now, I do think that it's weird, hands down, though, that like Jedi weren't well known in the entire continuity under Disney because Luke's such a big figure.
Yeah,
Like, that's the thing that's
he builds
really
an
strange.
academy and everything.
Well, not only that, but like, even if they don't play it out fully that way, just because of how important Luke was to the events
So
of
the
the story,
resistance of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rebellion.
to the events of the story, I just feel like, at the very least, if you don't know what a Jedi is,
You know who
when you-
Luke Skywalker
yeah, when you
is.
hear the word Jedi, you just think you mean Luke Skywalker, leader of the Resistance, and that should
Rebellion.
be like, or rebellion. Sorry, Resistance is the new
group.
people. Leia is the leader of the Resistance, but Luke, you know what I'm saying? They should at least catch Jedi Luke. If you don't
Well,
get anything else,
He wasn't a leader of the rebel. He was just a general.
no, like I know he's not the leader in both
But he's the
instances.
face.
Yeah, in both instances, it's actually Leia. But regardless,
He's
everyone
the face.
sees
He's the
Luke.
poster boy.
Literally, the
He's
end
the
of
hero. That's the better way to put it.
but people still
Yeah.
see him as the leader. He literally, okay, let's put it like this, right? Leia's a commander,
Yes.
but if anyone has to speak about the revolution or the resistance or whatever you want to call it, the rebellion, Luke is literally at the front at least 5 times. Whether he's
He
in a
destroyed the Death Star. you know?
whether he's fighting the Emperor himself, flying his X-wing into the Death Star, or you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah, I get what you're
Luke
saying.
is like literally at the front.
He's a legend.
So that's my point. Is like, if you have to think of anyone as the leader, even though it's Leia giving all the orders, it's Luke who's on the front lines.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, people with concern Jedi Luke. Those two things should have never have been forgotten.
Well, it's especially surprising for someone who got training as a Mandalorian. You would assume that they would remember who the Jedi are because they made their fighting style all based around when they fought
Taking out
Jedis back
Jedi.
in the day.
But that's okay. So hold on for just 1 second there. They make a reference to it, and I respect that. But there's no way that modern day Mandalorians remember their conflict with the Jedi. It's
Too
perfect-
far back,
It's 1,000 years, dude.
right?
Yeah.
But
Remember, she says they're stories. That's
Yeah.
all they
Yeah,
are.
and that they're our ancestral enemy, and that's true. The Mandalorian.
I'm just surprised it wasn't a story because obviously they have stories of things of their past that it wasn't something taught more.
right. And by the way, we don't have a Mandalorian fighting a Jedi in recent continuity.
That's true. It's been a very, very long time.
No, even if you want to go back to the Clone Wars, it doesn't apply.
Oh no, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's been an extremely long. Old Republic is the
Well,
Yeah, no. Jango Fett is not.
He doesn't
not who I
count.
was counting. Not who I was talking about. In the Clone Wars.
They do
series.
have a conflict with the
series.
actual
That's what I'm talking
Mandalorians.
But at that point, they're pacifists.
No,
Not, but they
no.
have a rogue group that's not.
The guy who has the darksaber.
Yeah,
Yeah, but those lunatics literally don't like. Okay,
most of the rest public wouldn't know about it.
they wouldn't know about it, and those people are exiled. That's the whole point of them. They're not considered Mandalorians by Mandalorians.
Okay.
Yeah, they're exiled.
Although they were trying to take over.
Yes, because they wanted to do a violent takeover, but they are literally an exiled group. That's why Maul was able to even get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how he was able to get the dark saber. That's going back a couple of years. Trying to remember all that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
it's perfectly
No,
reasonable
but-
that the Mandalorians have all the correct training, but none of the knowledge.
Back to the amazing show that is The Mandalorian.
Favorite episodes? Count them out.
Favorite ones. Huh.
8 for me. I mean, as simple as it is, 8.
8 is a very simple choice, but a very good choice.
I actually picked 7.
7 is a good lead up.
I actually liked 7. I think that of all of them, even though of course 8 is the payoff, I really just like 7. 7 hit all the notes for me. While 8 was totally just a great guilty pleasure, I felt weird having that much.
I know your least favorite was the first one,
No.
wasn't it? Wasn't the first one your
No,
least
it
favorite?
was the 5th one, the one with the kid and the
yeah.
that was the one most everybody
Everyone didn't
care
like
for.
number 5.
the one with the wannabe Han Solo character.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wannabe bounty
Yeah, that's
hunter
my
and
least
the,
favorite.
Because
And
there was a lot of wasted potential there.
I enjoyed the one after where they did the prison thing, but I just felt like Bill Burr was way too out of place. I couldn't get past him being in there.
I didn't even like.
I know you don't know who he is,
No,
but I did.
know who Bill Burr is. I'm saying is that like I didn't. Himself, Bill Burr did not override his character to me.
And he did a good job.
Yeah. So
It just bothered me too much seeing him.
Yeah.
In the Star Wars
But
universe.
sometimes people can't play the role; they just play themselves.
Yeah,
And that was one of the few times I'm just like, Bill Burr actually was just
trying to play a character.
was his character at the very least. He was
Yeah.
not Bill Burr.
Yeah.
So I give him.
He
credit
wasn't
for
trying to
that.
be his usual snarky self.
Yeah, he had his moments,
Yeah.
like with I was a sharpshooter, not a not a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Uh,
He had his Bill Burr moments, but it was still a good episode. As far as my favorite,
I think that if I had to place my order,
it would be 8 and 3.
8 and 3. I am 7, 3, 8.
Yeah, those are the best ones. Because 3's the one,
Ride of the Valkyries, where they
Yeah.
all come in to save them.
and then after 3, it would be 2.
And it's only just because 8 is so direct in giving you the payouts for the season that it's actually changed. It's almost weird to say that it's too good, but it's just like it's like too much.
good, but to be true.
Well, no. It's like eating too much cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
too much of a good thing.
It gave me too much fulfillment. That is the problem that I have with it. It's like, here's every answer. Here's everything that you wanted. Here's it all in your face. And I'm like, I know that seems like what I would want, but I would have preferred if you had let some things go.
There was one thing I thought they should have waited on, which was, even though I enjoyed it, it was seeing his face.
Yeah. Also that we also got to see his face. Like anything that you could have wanted.
We should have waited a little bit longer for that. While it was only like, what, 10 seconds?
Yeah, I know. But my thing is like, I feel, and then you get like the resolution of relationships between the 3. Because in 7, they set it up that these 3 people could be friends.
Yeah.
By 8, they are.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question about it.
Well,
These people are
it
just,
wasn't so hard to believe that Cara Dune and the Mandalorian would stay friends.
that's fine because they had a previous episode in
Yeah.
addition to that.
But him
he's
and
just
the other,
coming back into this, you know,
Right.
it
Him-
was a betrayal at that.
well, him and Creed were already long time.
Right. I mean, they were existing in this like
That's
fritter-
not his name. I don't remember his name, but I just remember him as Paulo Creed. Sorry,
Yeah, but it's God, I'm forgetting it
I don't
now.
remember his character's name.
Dang it, it's not gonna come to me now.
It's not gonna come to me either. But oh well.
Offhand, I don't remember it either.
But it's really catchy because it's like it starts with the G, and it's like
They'll find a way to bring him back.
it's almost describing him. But regardless, like they went from frenemies to like, you know, because they were trying to kill each other the last time they saw them, and then there's a
It was Grief.
grief. There it is.
Yeah, Grief Karga.
So they were trying to kill each other the last time they saw them, and then now they're back here together, and they're just friends. And I'm like, I feel like this resolved a little bit too quickly because at the end he's just like, and you go off and have a vacation, come back here, you'll have the best of the pick. I'm just like,
Yeah, and then what's her name is going to become his
body, his
bodyguard.
enforcer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, which is a perfect,
that's a perfect
slot
role for her. Yeah.
And I like that her character stayed true to itself the entire way. She is not that smart.
Nope.
It's like intelligence is not her stat in this RPG.
Yes, but she was the one that figured out how to go down the lava.
By doing the simple thing.
Yes. No, everything she tried to do was simple.
Yeah.
But it worked.
She shot the grate.
Yeah, no,
And it didn't work.
she is not the brightest
But she's like, shoot it. She's like the Fonz when he hits the jukebox.
jukebox. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her archetype. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they didn't make her perfect. They didn't make her a superwoman. They just made her a really realistic character. What she has is
they made her human.
she's
Strong.
brawn.
She's
Yeah.
strong and she's accurate. Like she's pretty accurate with a gun too.
She's brawn and skill.
Yeah.
She is not intelligence.
Can we just talk about, like, even though IG no longer exists, he has the highest kill count on the show.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
no doubt.
freaking Lily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Well, first off, it's an IG droid.
Yeah.
Like it was going to get pretty high. If you're not a named character or a special character, you lose to those droids.
It's also fulfilling his relationship at the end of episode 8 with the Mandalorian, because obviously the Mandalorian does not trust droids because of what happened when he was a kid.
Yes.
And he finally got close to a droid. He finally got to where, okay.
Well, not only that, but here's the other thing. The reason why episode 8 was just too much, like I said, it dialed it up to like 15. He tried to save that droid's life.
Yeah.
Like
Taika was like, I don't have no breaks. This is the last episode. Let's go.
yeah, like dude,
Go at it hard.
yeah, he's like, just tell me the baby's going to be safe, and my manufacturer's protocol allows me to self-destruct. And he's like, no, we need you. Don't do this. We're trying to save you. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've
won't
known this
work.
droid for all of 30 minutes in total. I need you to just calm down.
Well, you've known him longer than that,
but
but
you get-
still,
you get my
this
point.
version of him,
yeah, right. I'm saying the previous one was an assassin droid. You had
Yeah.
all of this prejudice, and yes, it's kept the baby alive, and I appreciate that. And yes, it saved your life, but man,
that was
have you
fast turnaround.
Yeah, you've done one. That's the whole point about 8,
but he's human.
which is fine. But
It's to show.
I would have been okay if he had just did it once.
Yeah, but
if he
but
said
clearly this is a much more compassionate character than most
we'll give him credit
Mandalorians.
for it,
Than most Mandalorians are depicted as.
which is fine, and I really do like that about him. But I'm like, if they had just did it once,
Because
if
he's a family.
he had said, "Don't do this. Let's find a way for us all to get out of here alive," and then the droid had said, "No, this is the only way," and he had accepted it, I would have been fine with it. But he tried to save that droid like 4
it would have
times.
been. It would have been over the top if the droid said, "This is the way."
Well, he basically did. He literally said, "This is my protocol."
But
I mean,
if he actually said the words, "This is the way,"
I mean, but regardless, I feel like episode 8, for all of its greatness, was just too much.
yeah, because he got his jetpack and everything.
Right. I need to get me one of those. Like everything that could ever have been fulfilled was fulfilled in the episode.
I am curious at what planet he's from, though, because they didn't say.
Nope, not a random Star Wars desert planet.
I would like to know what it is.
I don't know if it was a desert planet.
It was a desert
It
planet.
was a desert planet. You could
I
tell.
mean, or at the very least, the ground is covered in sand.
Yeah.
It didn't look. Well, whatever.
I mean,
Anyways.
go back and watch as they're running through the village from the sky shots, or even when the Mandalorians are finally coming in to take out the droids. It's all clay buildings and dirt.
Okay.
They
Like
just have a lot of sand.
sand
planets.
planets. The universe is filled mostly with deserts.
Yeah.
And then ice planets.
Yeah.
And then the occasional forest.
with some Ewoks.
I love that Jawa, by the way. There was just random Jawa plug.
Yeah.
But like the Jawa is just over there like, hey, can I have this? And the 2 stormtroopers are just like, no, give us this. And then IG rolls by, bam, bam. The Jawa looks at it, leaves.
Yeah. The Jawa's like, yes. New best
Uh,
friend.
Because every time, the best thing about the Jawas is just like every time anything's happening, they're like, I'm just gonna scrap this.
Yeah, like they were doing with
Gideon's starfighter.
So, yeah.
It's just
And
like,
he's just like, I'm still alive. And they're like, what's going on?
no, grab what you can and leave.
Especially when he came out with that dark saber. If I was them, I'd be running too.
Yeah, no, like, see, for me, right? Normally, back in the day, I didn't like them at all.
Jawas.
Yeah, but now between the Ergnot in them and this series basically has made me like Jawas.
They're very comedic in a good way.
Yeah, not like Ewoks comedic.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing that's funny about them is they're just going about doing the thing that they want to do most, which is steal your
It doesn't help that Ewoks also had a really bad animated show.
Yeah, no, let's
It
not
came
talk
around
about.
it came around our childhood.
Let's not talk about that. But yeah, I definitely feel like all in all,
Bow, stop it.
the thing that needs to be most well said about this series is that it accomplished what 3 movies could not.
Yes.
It brought us in, it caught our hearts, and it retained it 8 episodes strong, and it was a wonderful piece of work. And by God, give Deborah Chow a Star Wars movie. I don't care if it's like another Rogue One or anything like that. Just give that woman who did episodes 3 and 7 a movie.
As our boy Devontae said, just take a break from the movies for the next like 5 years. Just don't do them.
Just give her a spinoff. Just give her anything.
Just do Disney Plus shows for a while.
Well, Disney Plus needs it. I mean, it is light on content. So yeah. I mean, just anything. Anything.
Yeah.
Is
Don't
better.
worry about making the movies. Just don't do any more with Rey. Don't do any more with Finn or Poe or any of those characters. Just let's forget they exist. Let's forget their timeline. Let's go way into the future, away from them, or way in the past. Just whatever we can do to avoid that trilogy and forget it exists. It's a stain of the existence of the Star Wars universe. And let's go forward with what you're doing with Mandalorian.
Yeah, just give me like 5 more of these.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Of the same quality.
Yeah, no, what I want them to do actually is, you remember how Netflix started doing Marvel's TV shows?
Yeah.
And we started with Daredevil, and then we got Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
You want like
and-
a crossover?
Not even that. I just want 4 series in this universe running at the same time. I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go Mandalorian 1, and then I don't know, Bounty Hunters 1, and then Underworld 1.
That one I mentioned to you,
Dr. Afro 1, yeah.
Dr. Afro,
and then
I
Mandalorian
would love
2,
them
and then
to do that.
Yeah, just like run it like Netflix. Just roll me out series.
And
like
they could
this.
totally do, because you mentioned in one of your other episode about the Darth Vader comic. Do one based around that.
Yeah.
Why not?
We
Why
could.
not do a Darth Vader series?
I don't think they're ever gonna get the license, but
Yeah.
but if they
But no,
did,
the Marvel.
no,
Darth
I mean,
Vader comic?
I don't think Disney would ever hand Darth Vader off to a TV show, just like how Marvel refused to hand
Well,
the
they're making
Avengers off.
they're doing a Rogue One. Well, it's not as big
That
as
was it.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But they are doing one with the captain and his droid.
Even though they were not the best characters, I would totally rather prefer to just
I liked
get
the
like
droid, but you don't like comedic characters, so.
yeah, but I would have much rather have preferred to get Donnie Yen and his best friend.
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome. Well,
Yeah.
not really best friend, more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. They were great though.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Best
I'm like,
part of the team.
Yeah, those two. That is a series I'd watch.
Yeah. The guy who was almost a Jedi.
Yeah.
Best almost Jedi ever. Much better than Finn almost Jedi. But yeah, clearly Disney needs to just let people like Jon Favreau,
Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow, even Taika. Taika did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had given him another episode, I would have felt like I really like Taika
could
Waititi's
totally-
work.
I could totally see him doing a droid show.
Good.
Yeah, I could see that being what he would want to do.
I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I can't read his mind, but I'm just saying.
I have to give him the best droid out of the new works, though, because the droid that is a part of the Millennium Falcon was just not real wooden. And Dio is not actually worth anything as far as like a character's concerned.
It was me, Dio.
Yeah,
All he was a cup on a wheel.
yeah. So I mean, of all the new droids that we've gotten, right?
That was also J.J. Abrams doing the voice, by the way, for Dio.
Oh,
That's probably why you didn't like him.
probably.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm just saying, like this definitely proves that they have the ability to write droids as characters.
give him personality and
Yeah, and if you want to
depth.
hand that off to Tycho, I'm just like, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You rock that.
And I think that Disney would be Plus would be the perfect place for them to do a Sith oriented show.
Actually, I would really like them to do basically, I think they should do 5 shows, and it should be all of the non-force power ones.
Well, one's going to be Obi-Wan, we already know.
Well, I know, but I know that. But I'm
that
saying
one's okay.
it would be cool if it was the Mandalorian,
Okay.
right, to represent Mandalorians, droids to represent droids, scoundrels.
One for Hutts.
Well, scoundrels would be part of
in
the
the
Hutts.
Hutts world.
Yeah, scoundrels, soldiers like Cardoon, what's going on with the ex-soldiers, and then nobles. So like a political
Yeah, they could
drama.
totally do like a Game of Thrones style show.
Yeah, especially with the founding of the New Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like if you ran those 5, which basically are the classes from Star Wars Sagas edition.
Well, you know who wants to play a character that's no longer canon? Zachary Levi or Levi, how you
Yeah.
pronounce it. He wants to play the guy from the Shadow of the Empire, that scoundrel that was essentially supposed to be like Han Solo.
Yeah.
The guy you played as in Nintendo 6 on the Nintendo 64
Yeah, yeah.
game. He wants to play a character of him.
Disney's
I would be down with them bringing that character back for a show on Disney
I
Plus.
mean, it's already written. We could literally just turn that game into a TV show.
Yeah. Well, they already had books and comic books and in the game. So, hey, they got plenty of material to look at. So why not?
Yep.
They had a really good villain for it. It was the right-hand man to Darth Vader that you never knew about.
Yeah.
In the movies.
Also, we could have done a, what is it?
Who seduced Princess Leia.
We could do
That was literally his thing was he had like something to do. I don't know if it was his race or what, but he could seduce any woman. So
That's usually a race thing, I think.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was a race thing.
Oh, wait 1 second. There's another joke about this. The Orville.
Yeah, the Orville. Yep.
Not actually a.
It was his pheromones that affected it.
It's a race that does something like that. Is my point. If you need to bring
that character, the original plan was that Princess Leia just was attracted to him.
Yeah.
And whoever was, I'm assuming it was George that wasn't okay, but someone was not okay with that plan. And so it had to be that he had some sort of reason with his race.
Sounds like a George thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but George would never want to break up Han and Leia anyway.
Yeah,
so.
of course. That was he created that. Of course he wouldn't break them up.
It's his baby.
Yeah.
He cares a lot about it.
Yeah, as he should.
Poor George.
Yeah.
We'll carry on in TV at the very least.
Yes. That might have been something he finally liked.
Yeah.
I would hope that he did like it.
I hoped he did
I mean,
too.
literally his true successor did it. So
yeah, I'm sure he actually likes the animated shows.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't consider them to be canon. In fact, he said it himself that they're an alternate universe, but it's an alternate universe that he potentially likes.
Well, he might consider it, but no one else does.
I know, right? Well, no, it's just him. He's always been like the only the only thing that ever matters to him was his own work. So all this extra stuff is basically like.
I appreciate that he views his stuff at high regard, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have what we have.
Right, and that's the way he's always treated the EU. That's the reason why he never like cracked down on any of the stuff that was happening in the
because it was not what he made. So it wasn't canon.
He was just like, it's an alternate universe, and I was just like, I've always accepted George's explanation. I'm just like, okay,
yep, it's not mine, so it doesn't matter.
I was like, okay,
it made me more money.
And it was good.
Yeah, it was good, especially ones from some of their very competent writers like Timothy Zahn and.
Ooh, if they do the Soldier spinoff should be Thrawn.
It should be Thrawn, and it should have Timothy Zahn writing it.
Yeah,
without a doubt, he is the best at that storyline.
That would be good. The Scoundrel one could be Dr. Aphra, or maybe the political one could be Dr. Aphra.
No, Dr. Aphra would be more of the adventure scoundrel type, since she's like she does a lot of like finding artifacts and stuff like that,
excavations and other stuff like that. Yeah, she's very much like Nathan Drake,
and she has like an evil looking C-3PO and a
I don't know what it is about,
with a scar.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what it is about painting protocol droids black, but like
it looks cool.
It does. It's just like
it just does. He looks evil.
Hey,
just like C-3PO did for a second when he started doing the Sith stuff.
Yeah, right.
Episode 9. Yeah.
Protocol lights.
Sorry, I didn't mean to taint our episode by talking about episode 9 again.
No, but all in all, right, The Mandalorian was a fantastic piece of work.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for the fact that I felt like they thought that series was going to be canceled, I believe they would have made it a slower burn.
Yeah, I think that Jon Favreau was probably just shocked that he was able to spend that much money on a TV show in the first place.
And get away with it.
Yeah, and get away with it. He got a playground of whatever he wanted to do with all kinds of money and just make an amazing show. And he probably was like, okay.
Fantastic set
Did you see his post about the second season?
No. What?
He showed off a character model of one of the characters that will be in season 2. And he said it will be fall 2020. Let me show you.
Wow, that's quick.
Yep. Because he was already working on it before the season 1 was even done.
Oh, hey, check this out. It looks like an orc.
Yeah, like a pig orc.
Yeah, one of the Gamorreans, I think is what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is what it is. It's a Gamoran without a shirt.
Yep. That's what he showed off first. So we know they're going to be in the second season.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, it's another green creature that's like a big, huge green pig.
I mean,
essentially,
the TV show is finally where we're going to start getting all the alien species because there are a
The-
ton of them and we haven't got anywhere near
right?
enough.
The ones that you might have saw on the like off chance for like a split second over and like a Katina or like some backdrop scene.
In the movies, we just
But-
don't get anywhere near enough of them.
But any alien creature that's added into the Skywalker, not Skywalker. I was going to say Skywalker Ranch, which is where they do everything. But into the Star Wars universe, they literally put into a book, and it's a large, detailed thing about the race.
Yeah,
the bestiary. Like they're legit.
Yeah.
Any it doesn't matter if they've only been on the screen for 5 seconds. Even a character, like if some random character.
One of the most interesting ones is like the Tauntaun.
Yeah.
Literally, it's only there for Hoth.
Yeah.
Only there for Hoth, but it has an entire entry on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just like, it's not even an intelligent species. It's just Tauntaun.
And then we got those two guys that are supposed to be like play on one of the two comedic Shakespearean characters for the stormtroopers, where they're always like at the place when the big event happens.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
They're basically the stormtrooper. Actually, they are the stormtrooper equivalent to R2D2 and C3PO.
Yeah.
They
should do that show.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
I don't know.
It'd be much better than the Star Wars Jedi temple thing that Ahmed Best is going to host.
Sure.
Jar Jar Binks. But yeah, Mandalorian was a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 out of 10 would do it again. Season 2
Yeah.
coming quick. So let's.
Yeah, fall 2020. We're excited. We will definitely be talking about it. Thank you, Jon Favreau. Thank you, Dave Filoni. Thank you to all the directors that did this.
Deborah Chow. I'm gonna keep sending you out there.
And also,
Girl,
you're the one that's supposed to.
I know. I'm gonna lead
Oh,
us
no,
out.
I just want to make sure you remembered you were the host.
I know. I'm leading us out, Tim. Be cool. Be cool.
I don't know how to be.
Just let me gush about Deborah Chow for a second, because man, do I love that woman. But more importantly, give that woman a movie, give that woman a series, give her more than anything else, more screen time. And now this has been The Depths of Disorder, especially with Tim making it so disordered.
You're welcome. I definitely made it disordered the episode before.
We
I apologize.
will be seeing you next time on the Geek Branch podcast. I've been your host, Dane, and my co-hosts, wonderful though they may be, Alex and Tim.